Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So, I've noticed it's very easy to tell the subscribers that are like OGs compared to like my new subscribers, because my newer subscribers expect me to like put out videos quickly. That's never been me. I don't see it being me anytime soon. So if that's your expectation of me, lower that shit. Because not only am I putting this out like 2 weeks after I said I was working on a different video, today I will not be doing my unpopular opinion video like I mentioned in my previous post. I am definitely still going to make that unpopular opinions video, but I saw these two clips recently and had to talk shit about them. I feel like these two clips perfectly summarize why people who are more center or even on the left do not want to align with people on the right. Extremist views aren't cute. This first clip is from Tucker Carlson, and I have mixed feelings about Tucker Carlson. Sometimes he puts out really good segments, other times very just like typical media type segments, and I've also found him lying on like quite a few occasions, like just by watching him and comparing what he said once and comparing it to what he said the next time he talked about something. So I'm skeptical of Tucker Carlson, but overall I thought he was like more decent than like most news people. But lately I have a very hard time watching him. I've been watching him less and less because things like this happen. This moment happened the night after the State of the Union, so it's kind of old at this point, but I can't get over it. What he said was so insane. He was so sure of himself while he said this, and it blew me away in the moment. Tucker Carlson will be like making sense, talking facts, and then suddenly throw something like this in there, and it's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Congressional Democrats, by contrast, are ghouls. Take a look at this pin, which has replaced the American flag on their lapels. Notice that the O in abortion is in the shape of a heart. They literally love abortion. Now, let's set aside the politics and ask an honest question. Who loves abortion? Honestly, who loves abortion? Maybe you think abortion should be legal, but do you love abortion? Do you think abortion is a wonderful, affirming act you feel so proud of? You brag about it with jewelry?
But very soon, it's going to take a very dramatic, out of nowhere kind of turn. Very extreme. Very over the top.
Medical procedure. You wouldn't say that about an appendectomy. No. You are promoting an ancient religious rite called human sacrifice. That's what this is. Promoting human sacrifice. Let's stop lying about it. It's very obvious now.
Like the way he just casually threw that in there as though it's a fact. What the fuck? That's not normal. That's so extreme. I feel like it's one thing if you feel one way or another about abortions. Like, if you don't like them, I understand that, you know, and you could say that. That is your right to say. But when you're one of the biggest spokespeople, in a way, for, like, people on the right, you're on TV. I think as far as news goes, he has some of the highest numbers. He so confidently said that it's human sacrifice. You don't have to like abortions, but human sacrifice, to get on TV, it's millions upon millions of people, and say that like it's a fact is fucking absurd. It's extreme and it's weird. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
And then we wonder why people will continue to vote for people on the left. They already believe most of the viewpoints anyways, and then you go and say some whack shit like that. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? Be level-headed, be smart, use your head. You want to win elections? Stop saying shit like that. And now on to the next, which is Candace Owens.
This is now a TikTok thing, and they're giving it a new name. It's called Dinks. It's Rise of the Dinks on TikTok. Now, DINK stands for dual income, no kids. So essentially, people that choose to be child-free, discussing how amazing their lives are because they don't have children. And their lives are amazing for a variety of reasons that they want you to know.
Candace Owens lately has been saying more and more really dumb shit. Like, she acts like she doesn't want some kind of, like, forced belief pushed upon her. But at the same time, she will literally, in almost every segment she has, sit there and talk about her viewpoint and express how she thinks everyone should think that way. And if not, they are fucking crazy. They are corrupt. They are stupid. they are part of the problem, which, just like I said before, you don't have to agree with people necessarily on how they live their lives, but everyone, the great thing about America, everybody has freedom to do what the fuck they want and live their lives however the fuck they want.
Tremendously lonely life, especially because when people around you and everybody else grows up and decides to fulfill their life with the things that matter, like family, like children, like having those get-togethers, you're the odd man out. And so people should pursue family, people should pursue marriage and should pursue family. And
personally, I can't be too consumed with whether or not other people have children. Not my problem, not my life. I don't care. In fact, on the whole, I think it's kind of better if people can recognize that they may not be the best parents if they were to have children and they choose to not have those children. I think that's better for society. Why would you want people who aren't ready to be parents, don't want to be parents, to be parents? Too many people in the past have had kids when they really shouldn't have, like, despite knowing that they're probably going to be a piece of shit parent. So why this video was made, I just don't understand. It's fucking weird.
These young girls on TikTok who are really just selfish brats that are really young, if they pursue this path, what they'll really wind up as is in their 50s, like Carlson Handler is, and alone, and taking pills to make themselves happy. It's why I talk about feminism as being a trap, modern feminism in this latest iteration as being a trap, because it makes you fundamentally unhappy and alone. And
again, Candace Owens is one of the biggest talking heads of people on the right. And she's saying shit like this that is stupid, extreme, and unnecessary. And then you wonder why you can't convert anybody to be on the right. Hello? It's right in your fucking face. Stop being a crazy extremist piece of shit. You always talk shit about people who want to force a way of life upon you, but you want to do that to everybody else. Make it make sense. She really makes herself look stupid by just oversimplifying, like, oh, you think because you're a parent you can't travel? Yeah, you can travel, but stop acting like that doesn't add any complication to the matter. You're fucking stupid if you think otherwise.
does she think that people with kids just don't travel? Does she mean to say the travel might look different or be different, or the goals would be different in terms of where you'd want to see? You want something that's more kid-friendly, perhaps, but does she think that people with children just never travel? Because that's not a thing.
Oh, you think you can't move if you have kids? Yeah, you can, but it's going to complicate shit.
Relocate. We had discussions about where we wanted to live, and we decided Canada, so we moved to Canada. Okay, do you think that that can't happen if you have kids? Do you not have never heard of a family moving for a job opportunity? I mean, I was living in DC, and then I moved to Tennessee because of a job opportunity, and you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this, TikTok girl, but I did it actually after having children. So it's
everything you do once you have kids is harder, and you have to put more thought into, like, the pros and cons, because it's going to affect more than just you. Duh. And she's sitting there acting like having kids is, like, no real big change to your life. Again, people think they have to be, like, so, like, extreme one way or the other. It's so ridiculous to me to act like having kids has no great negative impact on your life. Yes, it does, financially and in many other ways. As far as, like, stress, moving, like, any trip you want to go on, like, plans you have, everything's going to be affected by having a child. And if people feel like they can't handle that and they wouldn't want that life, good. Don't have kids then. Realize that. Don't have kids. We don't need more kids being brought into this world, being abused, neglected, or treated wrong because their parents shouldn't have been parents. It's such a brain-dead opinion to have, to say that society is going downwards because more people who shouldn't be parents are realizing they shouldn't be parents. Dumb as fuck.
Is that once you know you want to have kids, or once you have kids, it actually motivates you to be more responsible, to save better, and to want to work even harder. Men become, I believe, more driven after children than they are before driven.
A blanket statement that being a parent automatically makes people want to be more responsible, that's clearly not fucking true. Like, there's so many statistics and crimes that, like, go against that narrative. Like, I don't even know how you get on camera and confidently say shit so stupid.
And in fact, Chelsea Handler recently did a skit on this, and take a listen.
This is a day in the life of a childless woman. I wake up at 6 a.m. I remember that I have no kids to take to school, so I take an edible, masturbate, and go back to sleep. I wake up at 12:30 p.m. and get ready for a busy day of doing whatever the I feel like. I put on my most impractical and stylish shoes since I won't be chasing a child around the grocery store. I go to my fave spot in Paris to grab a croissant. I do a meditation sesh on the plane since I have no screaming kids, allowing me all the time in the world to become enlightened. The weightlessness of my existence has granted me superhuman powers. I teleport myself back home. Then I get ready for a night out with whatever hot guy I met on Raya that morning. I call up a babysitter and tell her that I don't need her since I still don't have kids.
There you have it, a day in the life of a childless woman. Look, I don't know what the point of the skit was.
I don't know what the point of the skit was, to be funny. And honestly, as a parent, it was funny. A lot of the things she named off that she's doing are things most parents kind of wish they could do sometimes, just like freely. Like, that's the point of it, is to be funny. And honestly, I don't even find Chelsea Handler funny all the time, but that was kind of comical. Of all the times to, like, say that Chelsea Handler, like, made a pointless skit, this wasn't the time. Like, Candace Owens is just, she's a snowflake. Like, she says that people on the left are too sensitive. Look at what she is, like, choosing to speak shit about for, like, no reason. That skit didn't involve her, didn't mention her. If you were good in your situation, that you had kids, good for you. If she's good with herself in her situation where she didn't have kids, good for her. Who cares either way? But Candace Owens, she has a big issue with this kind of shit. And that's just fucking weird. Like, when did Candace Owens become so condescending for no reason and petty as fuck? Like, this just seems childish and weirdly like you're insecure of your own position. Like, how other people live their lives should have no effect on how you feel about how you live your life, really. Like, someone else not having a child really shouldn't affect you in any way. At all. I feel like if you're having kids solely so you're not alone, that's a really bad reason to have kids. And for the record, some of the time spent with my kids, when I've been depressed, my kids were there, but I still felt very alone. So it's really not a fix for that. Like, I don't even know where she gets this shit that she thinks people are thinking. Like, where the fuck does she pull this shit out of? Candace Owens is just getting, like, pettier by the second.
People should pursue family. People should pursue marriage and should pursue family and should do everything that they can to bless themselves with that circumstance, because that's what it is. It's been one long blessing. Are there tough days as a parent? Absolutely. When the kids are sick and you're tired and you've got to kind of will yourself, because there are no sick days when you become a parent. And that is absolutely true. But the magic of becoming a parent, the magic of being a mother, it is the most wonderful chapter of my life that I've ever been in. And I constantly want to implore the young women and the young men that follow me to achieve that, to aspire to that.
We should pursue having a family. We should pursue marriage. Actually, in most cases, it's probably not true. How many families have split up? How many marriages have ended? It's such an ignorant thing to say. If you're not even going to like try to like have any tips or anything profound to say about how to make those really hard things work, maybe shut up. Maybe stop acting like everyone should live their life the way you do. It's stupid, it's ignorant, it's short-sighted, and you just look like a dumb bitch. Like, I don't even care if that sounds stupid and ignorant, but like, Candace Owens sounds like a dumb bitch here, and most people in her own comment section agree. So, that's really all I wanted to show you guys. I feel like these two clips were very telling of why people in the center or left that don't necessarily agree with what's going on in their, spectrum of politics still won't go towards the right. Extremism is never cute. It's ugly and it's weird, and it will never make anyone with a sound mind think the way you think in any way. It's never going to convince anybody to think similarly to you. It's just going to repel people. Because I'm more right-leaning. I'd say I'm center-right. And those two clips made me kind of want to punch people. Like, it made me annoyed and angry and frustrated and just, like, grossed out. Like, how gross that when you have a platform that big and could really say something profound and do something profound with the voice you have, that these are the kinds of stupid extremist things that you say. What's the purpose? What's the point? Do you really think you're accomplishing anything? Like, everybody's fucking stupid. Everybody is fucking stupid. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't, suck a dick. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. I'll see you. You'll see me next time. Bye, guys.